Okay, we have finally arrived at the category that you guys all want me to cover, and it is the primary guns. It's the most used guns, the main ones that you will be using the most. And we're starting it off small. We're starting it off with the FAMAS. So don't you worry, guys. We will get to all of the other guns and explain to you how to use them, what are the stats, what are the pros and what are the cons, and at the end, how to use it. So that is why let's get right into the video. But first, guys, don't forget about the giveaway in the description down below and check out Discord for more. And as always, now a quick word from our sponsor. With Skins Monkey, you can easily trade your CS skins just a few clicks. It's a fully automated trading platform with 24/7 live chat support and a massive inventory of skins to choose from. When you trade at least $10 worth of skins, you get up to $5 for free as a bonus. To maximize it, trade $100 and grab that extra $5 bonus. Skins Monkey also offers a 35% bonus when you use my code SHIFTERZ, and also check out their free section for awesome giveaways. Click the link below, use my code, and now back to the video. Okay, starting off with the FAMAS, which is the budget option on the CT side. Well, before its price reduction, it was never used, or there were better alternatives. However, after the price reduction and some tweaking done on the SMGs, this gun suddenly has a bit of an appeal. So that is why let us look at the core specs of the FAMAS. So as I mentioned, the price is 1,950, which is the cheapest one out there. The damage per shot is 30, the armor penetration is at 70, the fire rate is standard with 666 RPM on auto, and the burst fire is at 800. The magazine size is 25 shots in the mag with 19 reserve, and the reload time is 3.3 seconds. The movement speed is normal, 220 units per second, and the max accuracy range is 90 meters. And now let us look at the spray pattern, and as you can see right now on screen, it shoots up to the right, moves over to the left, has a quick turn to the right, and then moves to the left again and stays there, moves around a bit until the last shot is fired. And with that said, now let us move on to the pros and the cons of the FAMAS. Starting off with the pros. First of all, the burst fire accuracy is amazing on this. It is highly precise, and that is why sometimes it makes actually sense to switch over into the burst fire shot, because multiple shots will hit and you are shooting faster than if you would be using the full auto mode. Then obviously the affordability, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, back then it wasn't really used often because it was expensive, over $2,000, and you had better SMGs alternative. However, with some tweaks that were done to the SMGs, which nerfed a couple of them, and the FAMAS also receiving a buff, it made it overall more attractive, and that is why the affordability is something that can be spoken of. And obviously the improved accuracy, which is now at 19 meters of range, where compared back then it was 15. And especially in the burst fire mode, this accuracy is really noticed. Now let us move on to the cons. So first of all, the low single shot accuracy of this gun. Guns, for example, like the AK, the first shot accuracy is amazing. However, sadly, with the FAMAS, this is not the case, and you will really notice this problem in the full auto mode than in the burst fire mode. Then the next con of this gun is the damage fallout. It loses 4% damage every 12 meters, which is quite a lot, because it is at the end of the day an assault rifle. You want to use it at mid to long ranges, obviously, or better say mid ranges, and because of the low damage, you will need a couple of shots more than usual to kill an enemy. And then the magazine size, it is only 25 rounds, and if multiple enemies rush you, you will really notice the lack of shots. And on top of that, if you switch into burst fire mode, the magazine size doesn't make any sense, because when you reach the last burst fire shot in that 25 magazine size, you will be shooting only one shot. I don't really know whose engineering masterpiece that was, but yeah, that is obviously a con. And then some people might say the recoil is a bit challenging to learn, and that is why I've put it there into con. However, personally, I don't find it that hard. So let us move on to how to use the FAMAS. First of all, try learning the burst fire mode, because it really has some advantages if you switch into the burst fire mode, especially because of accuracy, and the fire rate on mid-range duels can really benefit you. However, if you're not interested in learning that, avoid full auto spamming because of the recoil pattern that you've seen before. You won't really be able to control it in a panic situation, and most likely your shots will pass by an enemy and they will have the chance to kill you. Then use this gun in the right rounds. It is ideal to use it during force buy rounds, or when you have enough money to buy. However, your team doesn't really have it, so you might be the one with the hero gun and you buy a FAMAS. It is better than just using a USPS. And one thing that you should also consider, you can fall back to the FAMAS. If you know you need a lot of util in your position and you don't have therefore enough to buy a full M4A1S or an M4, so you switch to the FAMAS. It is still a great choice. And for the ideal range, stick to maximum mid-range engagements and don't go over that 19 meter mark that I mentioned before, because after that the damage drop-off is going to start. Aim for the head and really master that recoil so you're able to spray a bit, and once you've done that, relocate to the next position and hold. So that is the FAMAS. Overall, it is a low economy weapon that you can buy and it has some usefulness, but nevertheless, be sure if you are really going to benefit from the FAMAS, or it actually would make sense to buy an SMG instead. Understand your position, understand the role that you're playing, and understand the economy of your team to make the right decision on what to buy. So guys, that's the FAMAS. Let me know down in the description below, what's your take on the gun? Do you like it? Do you avoid it? And as always, don't forget to check out all of the relevant links down in the description below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys on the next one.